now. This is great
Okay.
work. It looks very good. This is your file that I went and opened up, and you'll see, oh no, the picture's gone, right? So I want to show
Uh-huh.
you why. And it's no big deal, it's real simple. But when you put the picture in, when you do the insert, um, it doesn't really keep the picture. It keeps the address of the picture. Okay?
Oh,
I happen to
okay.
know where the picture is. I've saved the picture. But in the future, if you ever have to do this professionally and you've got an image, you always send your file and any images that you've loaded so they can load them back up. I'm going to show you what I did to load it back up. There's this tiny little arrow here. I hope you can see that. Tiny little
Yeah.
arrow. And then this thing comes up and says, okay, here's where all the things are that you told me about. And it says, hey, that picture isn't found. So because it's on your U drive, right? And I don't have access to it. So I'm going to click on it, and this stuff down here shows up, and it's still kind of clunky. So I have to find out where did that get saved. So if I click on it, these three tiny little dots show up. Okay, so I click on the dots and it goes, oh, I know, that was the admin area drawing. And so I click on where I have it saved on my computer. Then when I open it, it shows up. Isn't that cool?
Huh.
And now I'm going
Yeah.
to save my version of it so that it remembers that. And I better do a save as so I know where I just saved it. Um, so that's just something to know about. You'll be so frustrated if you're looking for your images and they're not showing up. But now you'll kind of know, oh, okay, I got it. I know what that's all about. So there's our admin area basic layout. Okay, so here it is. Now the next thing we need to do is figure out how big it's supposed to be, right? And so I went
Okay.
into the Revit and I found that from this point to this point is 60. Hold on a sec. Now I got to go look at how big it was. I think it was 66 point something.
So you're
Six,
gonna scale it?
yeah. But I use a
Okay.
different command. I don't use scale, I use align. And it's just a personal preference. So 66.66 feet. So the first thing I need to do is type units so that it understands feet. So I'm going to say I'm going to use architectural so that it understands that when I type feet, that's what it means. Okay, so that's just another thing that you have to learn about. And then I'm going to draw a line that's 66.66 feet. And I don't know if you can see that down here, but that's how long it's going to be.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
66.66 feet. Enter. And there it is. It's pretty long. So I'm going to get it close by clicking on it, and I will do the scale command. Scale this stuff, and I'm going to lock this upper corner, and I'm going to take that. Hold on a sec. Take all that stuff, click that upper corner, and I'm just going to kind of get it so that it's a little bit bigger so I can see. There we go. There. Now I do something, you can do something called scale reference. And if you want to look it up on YouTube because you think it's preferable, that'll be fine. But I use the align command so that it makes sure that that all my stuff is straight. What would have happened if you put this image in and it wasn't quite straight as you traced it? Okay, now you probably did, but I like the align command. So I type in align, I typed it in, I pick the stuff, enter, and then I say line up this corner, click with the end of the line, click, and then take my second corner, click with the end of the line, click. I don't have a third point. Sometimes I need to orient it and flip it, but I don't need to. Enter, and then I don't know if you can see down at the bottom, it's asking me if I want to scale it. And I'll type Y for yes, and there it is. Now I've got it. Isn't that cool?
Nice. Okay.
All right,
Yeah.
and that's
Interesting.
yeah, it's a super useful tool. And in space planning, you're always going to be doing scale or align with scale because so often you're working with an image that you have no clue, right? It's like
Oh,
so this happens all the time. Cool?
so you can sketch something up and then just scale it to
Yeah.
whatever you want.
Yeah, just like exactly
Okay.
like what you did, right? You did all the right things. You just threw your image in there. You got your rectangles all in there. It looks really good. So you're set now. Okay. So that's the first part of what we wanted
Okay.
to
Nice.
do. Okay.
What was the command? Line command
A
is what you
L
use?
align. ALIGN.
Align.
It's
I got it.
it's that one right there.
Yeah.
ALIGN.
Okay.
Cool. So there, and
All
I
right.
did the little demo. You're really doing well, so I don't think you'll have any problems. Okay, so now our next thing to do, I wanted to teach you a little bit about um, um, air distribution because, you want to be able to, as an interior and space planner, where you put the registers is off critical. And it could be that the architect has already done it or the HVAC person has already done it. But in many cases, they're going to come to the space planner and want to collaborate with you and maybe even let you put them in. And so I'm going to,
Okay. I didn't know that. I thought.
yeah. Um,
Okay.
so in the best like green building practices and everything, man, it's total teamwork. And the earlier you can collaborate, the better. So you can imagine if they put, you know, these things right along the middle here, and these were going to be over here. Um, these people would be frozen because the air would be going right on them, and these people would be warm. So there's a lot to it. A
Oh, I
lot
see.
of it,
That makes
you know.
sense.
Oh
Yeah.
man,
You have to
yeah.
accommodate the
It,
space. Okay.
exactly, exactly. And so it could be that you won't have to do this, but and it's not hard to do the. I'm gonna call it. It's very hard to do for real, but the basic early planning steps are simple. Does that make sense? It's like you're gonna get close
Yeah.
and then the HVAC engineer is going to go, well, let me show you, rookie. Here's what you really need to do, and you go, well, thank you, right? Yeah, that's what I was hoping. So, so there we go. All right, so here's what's important from wherever you put the thing, and we're going to go by a 24 by 24. So I'm going to teach you how to make a block.
Block. Okay.
24. Um, so I'm going to go 24 comma 24. I don't need anybody from Florida. And here's what's cool. We'll probably be doing 4-ways. So, and that's just really common. So I'm going to just put some
Does
little
that mean
lines
four
out.
ways?
Yeah, it shoots the air out in all directions.
Oh, gotcha. Yep. Okay.
So I'm gonna put one out in each direction. And I'm showing you how to do this, but I'll want you to do it, right? But you'll have my video to kind of go by. And you might find other ways that you like. And when it comes to drawing, there's so many things that you can do. So each of
So is
those,
this a
so
block symbol? That would be
I'm gonna make it a
not a block
block now.
symbol, but a register. I mean, a
Yeah,
register symbol on a right. Okay. Okay.
yeah, and you know what? You can probably even find one. So this is a real common register
Uh,
symbol. You can even
okay.
do an offset command if you want. And that's sometimes done by some of the more fancy people to go to say it's a 2-cone rectangular blah blah blah. But so I'll let you make this as fancy as you want, right? But now you want to be able to put it in and count them. Okay, so I could do copy, copy,
Mm-hmm.
copy, and it won't count them for me. So I'm going to do something called make a block. So I go to my insert tab and I go to create a block. Click, and this is going to be my 24 by 24 4-way. And I'll call it a diffuser. You can call it a register. You can call it an air supply. I don't really care because you're not really being an HVAC person. You're being a space planner. Okay? So that's its name. Now I have to pick something. I'm going to pick kind of, maybe I'll pick the geometric center of this thing. So that when I click on it, it's going to put it there. And then I'm going to select what I want this block to be. Select, and if I click, let it go, make my window click, I've selected all those and enter. And then I go, okay. Now this is all it's its own thing. So now when I copy, 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 that's really cool. I got it. And so I can just write copy from this spot, and I can just put them in there. And I know it's too big for some of these, but you're going to see later on how to adjust that very quickly and easily. But I don't care about that now. I just want you to put stuff in here, right? And this one, you can just play around with it for right now, but you could put one in the middle, but you can see that the distance to the edges in the up down are way off from the distance the edges right left. I want my distances to my
Mm-hmm.
edges to be kind of the same if I can. So I
Maybe two or
might,
three in there.
yeah, I'll probably even put 4 of them in there. And I'm just estimating right now. I'm just playing around. and we're going to do calculations. Right now you're just playing around. And you're going to get a chance to do some calculations that let you know what's going on. So once you have some of them in there, just get a piece of paper and use the DIST distance command and find the distance from the center to the wall. See how it says 3.5 inches? You don't have to be too close. You can go that means 3.5 feet or 3.25 feet, right? You can be within like a quarter or a half a foot. Air is not that precise. And then in the other direction, it's a little over 5 feet. Okay? And so your goal for this week is to get those all over all of these. At least not in the classrooms, but in the offices. Okay? And we want from the center to the wall. Center to the wall. This one would be center to the wall, center to the wall, and the wall in between is halfway in between the two registers. We consider that to be like a fake wall. If you're into WKRP in Cincinnati, it's Les Nessman's office. Piece of tape on the ground. Right? It's like, okay.
Oh.
So it's just fake. It's fake, but for our calculation purposes, we call it a wall right there. Okay? And so on this one, now down here it gets a little goofy, but you would say this one, you would put from here to halfway to here. And I know it's okay. We'll fudge all the calculations later on and probably decide not to put them in a different way. Okay? And this is a step one. This size that I picked is totally arbitrary. It doesn't mean that's the size you're going to put in. It's really just a target that fits on most ceiling systems. In other words, you know those drop ceilings? They all have, you can drop a 24 by 24 in there every time. So we just use that as a starting point. Cool?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's your.
This is recorded. Where?
Yep. I'm gonna put it on YouTube and then give you the link. Cool.
Nice. Okay.
So there we go.
Yep.
So that's it. I'm gonna save this.
When's this due?
Well, get as
Okay.
much as you can by next week. You know, by like Friday of next week. And then if you find
I think
yeah, if you find that you got it done early, then I can tell you about the calculations and stuff. But I think that's a pretty good amount to do. I think that'll be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okie doke.
Okay. Yeah, it's a good project. Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
I'm gonna
Thank you.